With Anime on Location, and we're here at Ohayocon 2013 with Tiffany Grant. How have you been enjoying your time here so far?
It's actually been fantastic. I've enjoyed myself very much.
Now, you were the star of Ohayocon's roast this year. What was it like?
Well, let me say I'm glad to have it over with. I think I was a little more nervous, like leading up to it, than was really strictly necessary. Honestly, I have to say, they went pretty easy on me, all in all, but I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I got to hang out with a bunch of my friends that I haven't seen in a while.
Now, some of your recent projects include Infinite Stratos and Plansit. Can you tell us more about some of the recent programs you've been working on?
Sure, I worked last year also on EF, Tale of Memories, A Tale of Melodies. They seem to have been pretty well received. And I have, a really oddball thing that I worked on called Viva Tokyo, which is live action and virtually impossible to describe, but I think that's going to be streaming on maybe the Anime Network website, or I'm not sure, but on one of those websites I think that's going to be streaming, so that will blow your mind, but it's really funny, so you should totally watch that. And there is something that I'm booked to work on next week. Can't tell you what it is, but I'm still, honest to God, working in the business. So let's see, Bodacious Space Pirates, I worked on that. That just came out recently, so still going strong.
Now, your voice work has been heard in over 1,000 television episodes worth of content across the years. That's got to take a lot of stamina. How do you keep your energy up?
Well, I think it's just that I love doing it so much, and if you're doing something that you really love and you really enjoy, then that really absolutely gives you the energy to keep doing it. So thankfully, I don't have a job that I dread going to.
Now, you've written English language adaptations for over 200 television episodes worth of animated content, and you've also done some subtitle work. What challenges do you encounter when writing adaptations?
Wow, we don't have enough time in this interview, but you know, there's like the syntax of the language is a problem. A lot of cultural references, pop culture references, word plays. I mean, I always have in my mind an overriding goal of the integrity of the piece and what is the focus, what is the goal, what was the intent of this work. And as long as I keep that as my compass, I think we can turn out a good show. Awesome.
Now, your husband is also involved in the industry. When working together, what kind of dynamics occur?
Wow, that's really tricky. You know, Matt Greenfield and I, we've been working together for a long time, so that's actually how we met. And so we went through a genesis of just meeting for the first time and working together as colleagues and then becoming friends and working together, and then that other dynamic where it shifts and okay, now we're married and we're living together, so it's a little different. You know, it can be a little testy at times, of course, like with any married couples that would be working together, but ultimately I think we have a great deal of respect for one another, and we know that the other one, that we both want the work to be good, and we respect each other's talent and experience, and we know that we've both been doing this for a long time, and we trust each other to know what we're doing.
All right. Now, you've also worked with the nonprofit organization Voices For. Can you tell us more about the organization and what your role is within it?
Yeah, Voices For was begun by the marvelous Jan Scott Frazier. It was all her brainchild, and she just tried to get as many of our friends and colleagues on board with that as possible, and I contributed in a small way on the albums. I'm not really a singer, but I did some backup, you know, and when it came time to actually run it as an organization, I just decided that, well, you know, what I could really contribute is being sort of like the treasurer for the organization, keeping an eye on the money and the inflow and the outflow and all of that. So that's really been more of my contribution on that end.
Are there any projects lined up for the future that you can discuss with us?
There really isn't anything that's lined up that I can talk about right now, but I will say, because I know it's a question that everybody has, is in regards to Evangelion, the 3.0 or Eva Q. The answer is I don't know anything about it. I don't know when that's going to go into production. I mean, I'm guessing based on the first 2 rebuild films that it's not going to be for several months at least that we're going to do anything. So at this point, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to, I haven't seen it yet, but actually seeing it and hopefully working on it before too long.
Are there any, oh, sorry, already asked that. Where can we go to find out more about your work, and do you have any final messages for the fans out there?
Well, unfortunately, I know this is really weird, but I don't do Facebook and Twitter. I'm so sorry. I do have a website that is updated from time to time. One thing I do always keep updated on my website is my list of conventions. So I'm always really good about having that updated, the conventions where I'm going to be appearing. So you can look for that. The address is kind of long, tiffanygrant.eva, like Ava, -r.com. If you didn't get that or you don't remember it, Google me and it'll pop up. So that's definitely always on there. And of course, animecons.com will have a listing of conventions where I'm appearing as well.
Alrighty. Tiffany Grant, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you. I'm so glad to be back with you guys again.